listed race, a mile and a half. They're sent on their way. They're off and racing. Polly's Mark and Totally Ours jump out well. Totally Ours rider content, however, to grab hold and let Resentful Angel Polly's Mark, and from the wide outside, Gertrude Bell cut out the early running, and now On Terms, who is the confirmed front runner in the field. She had to work a little bit hard to get to the front. She gives a flick of the tail in the face of Polly's Mark as she crosses over to the rails and climbs the hill. And On Terms it is who extends the advantage over Polly's Mark in second place. Gertrude Bell racing in third is quite keen, got a bit warm beforehand with Pink Symphony, as the pace is now a pretty generous one. A Resentful Angel comes on the outside of Roxy Flyer, and the gap to Totally Ours, who jumped off prominently, was anchored towards the rear of the field and is towards the back in company with Gallic Star early on. So out in front On Terms, who had to be rousted along to gather momentum, but now has plenty of it and leads down into the dip with an advantage of 3 lengths over Polly's Mark in second place. The white-faced Gertrude Bell against the far rail ahead of Pink Symphony in the pink and green. Then Roxy Flyer blue and white, Resentful Angel in the lime green as they just bunch up slightly. Totally Ours, and under restraint is Gallic Star. So On Terms having to work pretty hard here to maintain the advantage, and is rather inclined to hang to the right, and as a consequence they've all bunched up and the pace has slackened as On Terms is flat out to repel at the moment Polly's Mark, who's a neck away. In third is Pink Symphony on the inside of Gertrude Bell. Gertrude Bell just a bit cautious into the turn. Roxy Flyer, who knows her way round here, corners a little better. Then Totally Ours, who's into 5th place and making ground. Behind these, towards the outside, we have Resentful Angel and Gallic Star. So downhill, still On Terms, having to work really hard. Polly's Mark travelling up comfortably, Pink Symphony towards the inside. Gertrude Bell more towards the centre with the white face. Roxy Flyer between horses as they fan out. Then Totally Ours, Gallic Star and Resentful Angel. Polly's Mark's now forced to commit, still well over 2 furlongs to travel. Pink Symphony on the inside, Gertrude Bell just hanging. Totally Ours has worked her way through the field. Then Roxy Flyer behind these, Gallic Star. Polly's Mark still leads with a furlong and 3/4 to go. Gertrude Bell throwing down the first challenge. Pink Symphony looking for a gap against the rail. Roxy Flyer and Totally Ours are the next two. Polly's Mark pressed all the time by Gertrude Bell, who now pokes her white face narrowly to the lead. Polly's Mark digs in the far side, and the two settle down to fight it out. Gertrude Bell, Polly's Mark, a nose down. Gertrude Bell narrowly. Polly's Mark won't lie down, but Gertrude Bell's too strong. Gertrude Bell saw off Polly's Mark in a really rousing finish. It was tight for third as well, with Roxy Flyer on the outside of Pink Symphony.
Well, that's a great way to start Goodwood season. 2 incredibly game fillies have fought out the Daisy Warwick listed race. Gertrude Bell it is that has beaten Polly's Mark. Polly's Mark, the toughest nut to crack amongst distaffers at this level, and Gertrude Bell's class has seen her do just that. She could be set for a really promising season because she's straightforward, uncomplicated, saw daylight, moved up menacingly, and then got down and dirty when it mattered, Graham. Lots to like about the front two here, and they pulled nicely clear.
Yeah, they're 2 fillies cut from similar cloth, and complicated stayers, gallopers. They're not flash, they're not that sexy, but they're very, very effective at this level. And plainly, the decision to keep Gertrude Bell on in training at 4 has paid off here. They do come close briefly, and it seems that Gertrude Bell just edges in slightly towards Polly's Mark, into the whip. You can see Nicky Mackay's whip in his right hand, and he's trying to keep Gertrude Bell going forward, but trying to keep her off Polly's Mark as well. Polly's Mark never lies down when it gets tough, but Gertrude Bell has just out-galloped her late on. There, the moment at which you see they come close and perhaps brush slightly. I don't think there's too much in it. The head-on might reveal a bit more, but from this angle at least, it doesn't look as if Polly's Mark has suffered interference of a major nature.
Now, the margin of victory will be a head at least, perhaps a neck, more ahead, and this will show you the nature of the interference. I thought Nicky Mackay put his stick down and took Gertrude Bell off Polly's Mark before going for a stick again. Yeah,
there they come close, and that was probably just about 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. There's a little bit of daylight between them now. I don't think there's too much cause for alarm if you've had the perspicacity to back Gertrude here.
Nice word, nice finish. Gertrude takes it, and Lydia can enjoy the head-on. Filly, you've always had a bit of time for Lydia as well. Nice to see her back.
Absolutely, both of them really. I'm fond of many fillies in this race, but Gertrude Bell has done well here to crack the tough nut that is Polly's Mark.